Afternoon to all of you, and a very warm welcome from me and my whole team. I am Priyanka Bedkeri, coordinator of design department at Sasmira's Institute of Design and Textiles. I, along with our Dean, Dr. Krishnendu Datta, and all of my team members who are present there today with us in the webinar, welcome you all for this session. Although we have an array of courses with SIDT, we will just go through a few here, just to name a few. Yes, so we have bachelor's of design in fashion design and textile design. It is in collaboration with University of Mumbai's GICD. It is a 3-year program. We also have master's diploma in fashion management and fashion design. Also a short course in fashion design from IID Perugia, Italy. We have PG diploma, full-time 2 years diploma in apparel merchandising. That is also in collaboration with University of Mumbai's GICD. And we have diploma courses, short-term diploma courses in apparel merchandising, fashion retailing, and visual merchandising. These are Sasmira's autonomous courses. So this was a short review, a short intro on the courses that we have, the best of them. Let's just move ahead and get straight up into the webinar, which you all have been waiting to know about. So today's topic is artificial intelligence, the rise of new era in fashion business. Businesses are rapidly engaging in development of advanced technology, of machine intelligence, thinking and working like humans. It is not the future, but in fact the present. Let's learn on how the fashion industry is incorporating this technology. We have the speaker for today, Ms. Shampa Do. She specializes in Indian retail fashion business, managing brands and private labels across all the functions and categories. She, with her vast knowledge, can combine entrepreneurial skills with business management expertise to drive revenue. We are very, very grateful to have you today, Ms. Shampa.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, is my video clear?
Yes, it is quite clear.
Okay. Thank you, Priyanka, so much, and welcome and a very good afternoon, all the viewers. I'm so honored to be a part of this discussion today, and hopefully it'll be helpful for everyone who's participating today. Okay, before I start, I would like to say that yes, I am a hardcore retail experienced person. From the last 20 years, I've been into retail, doing buying, merchandising, sourcing, category management, all the retail functions, and being an entrepreneur too. But AI is certainly not my forte. In the last few years, probably 5 to 6 years, I realized that though we do not have knowledge in this, but it is becoming an integral part of any business. So we can't run away from this. And because now, all students, parents, they have so many of opportunities of counseling, career counseling courses, career counseling, where people are able to guide you through the guidance courses. So it's like really helpful, somebody who can let you know what the future is all about. And I'm so glad that today, even if a few handful of students is able to take some kind of input from this, it'll be very helpful for their own careers. So please, it'll be a very brief discussion related how AI is influencing all of us. I mean, from a child to a mother, to a housewife, to a working woman, to an elderly person, everybody is now influenced by artificial intelligence. So I would like to take you through a short presentation where I'll kind of give you an input about all AI related categories and kind of bullet points that you require to know. I'll start in a very basic and simple way. So everybody, I'll just start with the very basic information about artificial intelligence. We all happen to, know that we know about artificial intelligence, and we understand what is all about machine learning and deep learning. But basically, we are all confused. Even 5 years ago, or probably 4 years ago, it was, even for me, it was like something very new. Gradually, it kind of seeped into the system, and we realized that how important was it to us. So just to start with the definition, a very, very, very simple definition. I feel this started long years back in 1950 when somebody called Alan Turing asked a question, can machine think? This journey started from there, in fact, because humans could think, but it was that, machine thinking was missing, and somebody thought about it. So artificial intelligence is the science and engineering to make intelligent machines. AI is the various efforts to develop systems that can act, behave, think like humans. So what we are doing is we are trying to duplicate ourselves. We are trying to create something that can be like us. So it is indeed a very challenging aspect of life. It isn't as easy as it sounds, but I think we all will understand how it is changing our lives also. Just making you understand more about AI. AI is like, it's responsive, like the way we humans are responsive. It is decisive. It can decide. It has to decide by itself, the way we take decisions about what to eat, what not to eat, what to wear, what not to wear. So it has to be decisive. It is adaptive because the world is ever changing. The way fashion changes, there are different activities in every business, in every part of life that keeps changing. So it has to be adaptive and independent. AI can conduct most of its decision-making processes without the need of human input. These are what is expected of AI, artificial intelligence. When humans are creating something, they are expecting these to be incorporated by AI. Now, just an early example, I remember when we were very young, in fact, 10 years ago, Google Maps came into our lives. I'm sure, Priyanka, even you must be aware of Google Maps, how it changed our lives. All of a sudden, yes, we all of a sudden, we like never bothered about roads and, anything. We just switched on our mobile apps and we could just go anywhere. So that was a way where life became very, very easy. And believe me, that was in very early ages where I couldn't think of other things that could happen also. Uber came into our lives, apart from that, Meru cabs we used to take first. Uber somehow, just came into our lives and life became very easy. We just forgot about the auto rides and, the other tedious black and white taxi rides. So Uber just, very smooth, made our lives very, very smooth. So these were very early stages of AI that started, coming into our lives. Now, when we talk of AI is a very, very broad term. It's like a very macro term. Now, when we go down, drilling down into it, we go down to other terms like machine learning and deep learning. These are also very, very common terms that we keep hearing from everybody, probably, or every newspaper, every article. Most of the ads of AI, they carry these terms. Now, what are these terms actually? Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. It is basically a part of artificial intelligence, which focuses on enabling computers to perform tasks without explicit programming. So without programming, with just the data around, it is able to function and give a lot of output. So machine learning is a little more simpler than deep learning. Now, deep learning goes deep into probably the neurons, the neural working of how your brain works. It derives data from the neural networks of how the brain works. It's somewhere related to, actually more deeper. So deep learning and machine learning is very, very, very technical. And when we talk of these courses or these kind of, studies, these are more scientific and more computer learning related form of artificial intelligence. So here, but yes, a career is very, very, perspective in here. So if anybody is interested, please do not, move away from these terms also. Please dig deep into it, understand what it is. And if you are interested, please do, keep going deep into it. Then we come, as you know, we keep saying that, okay, how is it impacting our lives? Yes, artificial is impacting in our daily lives. I mean, we all know that. We don't really sit down and look back as to what it is doing, but it is impacting. If you have to say healthcare, I think healthcare is one of the most influential segment of the industry, because with the healthcare, AI can do wonders. Probably the death rates would decrease by a very uh, high percentage in the coming future if AI is actually involved in proper healthcare. Because with automated machines, actually surgeries can be done by robots. Can you imagine in the I mean another 10 years, 20 years, robots will be actually doing surgeries. So even doctors will just have to guide the robots through digital computers or algorithms and everything, and probably surgeries might be taken care by robots. Even a lot of healthcare issues like a little bit of fever and your general health conditions can be taken care by AI apps, which is already there now existing, and they can just kind of guide you that, okay, if you're suffering from high blood pressure or if you're suffering from diabetes, a lot of these kind of things have already been existing now in the system. Automobile industry, big time, because we have all like cars, like what do you call those, driverless cars coming up to Tesla. Kind of, they're launching cars in the market which is driverless, which is like self-parking. You really don't have to bother about them. They are self-charging, they charge themselves, they park themselves, they drive themselves. What else do you need? I mean, that is like serving everything on a plate, except the traffic part. I think nobody can really remove the traffic. Only if AI could move the traffic away, then life would have been way easier. So probably we'll have some flying cars also in the future, and the traffic might be not a problem. Finance, yes, we all know Paytm, Google. There's like so many options right now. Who goes to a bank at times? Like we really don't visit a bank. Surveillance camera is like the cameras handy, which we have in domestic and usage everywhere, which is like a big kind of a crime saver right now, which is working like a police everywhere. Social media is like killing us. I think everybody is like so addicted to social media that this is like an integral part of every age group. Entertainment industry, yes, now nobody watches TV, but I think Netflix and Hotstar and Amazon Prime is what taking the entire entire entertainment gamut has changed for everybody. Education, yes, education, there's like education is gone to a different level now. Earlier we used to have standard courses, standard subjects, where we knew that, okay, engineering was one of them, medical was one of them, and these kind of very classic subjects and courses. But now even photography is like a big career option for a person, and it's an education option. Sports has become a big education option for us. So a lot of things has changed. Space exploration, yes, it's like an ongoing thing, and I think this is like more scientific, and it has to be. AI is one of the biggest part of this. Gaming industry is very well versed with AI. Then robotics is the future. I think after a few more years, we might not have even maids at houses. It'll be robots who will do all the work for us. Agriculture, big time, because now because of shortage of lands, in the future we'll have indoor agriculture where the temperature will be controlled, the sunlight will be controlled, the moisture will be controlled by probably AI related instruments, and then everything probably, like for example, if a plant of carrot needs a certain kind of water and temperature and sunlight, everything can be controlled indoors, and there'll be like multi-storied farming lands that will come up. So this might be the future. We really never know what is going to happen. And of course, e-commerce is like everywhere right now. We buy vegetables from e-commerce. That is one of the things we could never imagine, buying vegetables from e-commerce. But yes, even our, like my mother-in-law, my mother, even they prefer buying vegetables now from e-commerce because it's fresh, it is nice, it is easy. You don't have to really go searching for anything. So everybody is now getting into AI in some way or the other. So this is just to give you an idea how AI is impacting in 360 degrees. It is just not one part, but it is 360 degrees. It is around us. As I explained, how we are kind of, the gadgets that we are using in our lives. Smartphone, the number one gadget. I think that is the biggest AI instrument that we have, and we are using it in a daily basis, which we do not understand really how much efforts goes into must have gone into making a smartphone and giving all the intelligence that it has. It is a calculator, it is your watch, it is your healthcare system, it is your a friend, because with all the chats and everything, so it is like a one-man show. I mean, a smartphone is something that keeps you entertained, keeps you live the whole day, the whole year. The same thing, security, surveillance, these are cameras. They're actually, the handsets that we are using. Those are all physical instruments that we're using. Then for navigation purpose, we use for e-commerce, as I explained, banking sector, autonomous vehicles, and smart homes. Smart homes is again the future, but very soon again, it will be a part of us. Now, how AI is transforming business into smart businesses. Like we keep saying that, okay, AI is already entered the business, but how is it doing? First of all, deep learning. Deep learning is like deep understanding of certain functions through machine learning, and those actual, the technical term, where the data is actually mined and, kind of churned into understanding of better outcome. Then facial recognition, a lot of you know how facial recognition nowadays is working, with a lot of recognition through face, or the kind of footfalls that you are, having the viewership in particular channel or in a particular website or anywhere. A lot of data is being churned by that. Automatic repetitive task is like number of times you're doing a particular task, the system is able to understand that what is your interest. If you are interested in probably watching Hindi movies, the system understands it, and then automatically it'll recommend you to watch more Hindi movies of your choice. So this is how the system is understanding you. So they are reading your minds in a way, and they're trying to provide you the data that you want without actually you asking them to provide. So it's an automated thing they're doing. Now, data ingestion is like a lot of, digital importing, loading, transferring, and processing data for later use or storage in the database. They keep taking data. They have all the inputs to themselves and they store it. Then obviously chatbots, as you know, chatbot is like a big thing right now in most of the e-commerce sites. Everyone must have already kind of dealt with it. Quantum computing, this is again a very big future that is happening. The quantum computing, actually uses quantum bits called qubits. This is still not in day-to-day language. We are not using it because it's not so much in use. But again, I think another 2 years, this will be a big thing, because quantum computing is very fast and it's very powerful. Way powerful than the digital electronic computers. So I think you can understand that the future will be even more powerful than what we are today. Cloud computing, obviously cloud, like, users are able to access software applications from wherever they need. So cloud computing actually helps you to just navigate from anywhere you are, any part of the world, any instrument, you might be using it through a mobile phone, through a laptop, through a PC. So they are able to, the cloud computing helps you to, browse through any gadget or anywhere in the world. So this is like a big thing, cloud computing. Okay, now we keep talking about obviously how other businesses are influenced, but fashion retail business is what our focus is. And I think today's session is primary to understand the artificial intelligence influence on our fashion retail business. Now, fashion retail business has here been ages, like it's not a new business. It's been, like roti, kapda, or makan, what we always say, that these are the basic of human existence, and we'll always have them. So obviously fashion, so-called clothing, will always be there. The business changes, the fashion changes, the product changes, but it will stay always. So right now, if you see, the scenario is all about online, the offline brick and mortar stores. In fact, even if you ask me, even I haven't visited in the last 5 to 6 months. I think before the second wave, I must have gone once, and post-COVID, I don't remember going to a brick and mortar store at all to buy any of my dressing, clothing, jewelry, anything, shoes, nothing. I haven't visited, and many of you must have actually been in the same phase, I'm sure. Right, Priyanka?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. I mean, nobody right now, it's like very easy with online. So we really don't, look back to the brick and mortar stores. And frankly, I don't even miss them. Do you, Priyanka? I don't think so. Like, we don't remember them also now.
Yeah, we generally tend to go the easy way, sitting at home at ease, and in a Sunday afternoon or evening, just chill and order everything online, and it works. So we don't have to technically go to a mall or something and get tested for it. Moreover, all the malls, whoever were available to go, also were making you test for RT-PCR and antigen.
Yeah, yeah. And
It
not
was
to forget
a thrill.
the return policy. I love the return policy of this all these
Yeah.
e-commerce sites.
Absolutely.
They,
They come back to you and take it off from you. So that's
yeah, and your money is back in your bank account in a couple of days. I mean, who
exactly.
does so?
Yes,
Who does so? So
exactly.
it's an absolutely flawless system. I think whatever AI is, e-commerce and all artificial intelligence is doing a great job. At times, there's so many things that really make you feel that. So therefore, ensuring your retail store is digitally mature using artificial intelligence enablers will help scale you against your competitors. So this is like a must now. We have no choice in kind of, earlier a lot of brick and mortar store. For example, I have worked in Future Group. I was a part of Pantaloons and Big Bazaar. And in way, I'll tell you around in 2012, we had a discussion of online, like, creating online site and everything. And somehow in a board meeting, there were like 5 to 6 who said that, yes, we should go ahead. Another were like, okay, no, it's like, a lot of investment is required. So let's not plunge into it right now. Our offline stores are really doing well. So there was a lot of, people were not really ready to plunge at that point of time. But within the last 5 6 years, it was like unanimously there was no option of not coming back, going to online. It had to be online. So now even Future Big Bazaar is selling groceries also online, everything. So there was no option left in the last few years but to do it. So this is what is happening with every business. Every business now has to adapt to the changes, what is happening digitally. They are no more, they cannot kind of sit back and just, look for more years in the brick and mortar stores.
Right.
So this is, yes, that is what is all across. So what is happening is, AI basically predicting trends in advance with consumer buying, behavior analysis, and growth in fast retail fashion is further expected to accelerate the growth of the market in future, because it becomes very easy and fast. A system gives you a data, it is way quick yourself fighting it out, because in like I'll tell you, in 2010, in 2008, when we had the retail boom in the Indian market, we were all kind of, sitting for hours in front of the computer for a small data, what is happening, what is selling in a particular store in South or Chennai or Hyderabad. So it used to take hours for us to understand. Now the same thing is on our table in Monday morning before 8 o'clock, because it's all system generated. It's all system generated. We really don't waste time now. It's in a click of a button. We know, okay, how much have we done? Our sales have figures in a Chennai store or in a Hyderabad store. So business has become very fast moving, and it's like in a very fast paced. Now, some of the examples that I'll just like to share with all the students, I'll just let you know, H&M started with this so-called AI interface. Now, they had a chatbot called, an app called Kick way back in 2015-16, when the Indian retailers were even just thinking and, kind of preparing. They already had it in the market. So that was really, I remember I personally kind of, experienced it. So today's generation will not understand it, but it was like a breakthrough for us, because, a app speaking to you, a chatbot so-called, speaking to you without any human interface. And they could give you quite a bit of information, not all of the information, but it was still manageable. So H&M started, I'm sure all of you must be aware of the chatbots, the participants. And right now, everywhere, it's like every app has a chatbot, and usually we are all chatting with the chatbots and getting the quick informations. But H&M did it first, and it was indeed a breakthrough. Then in 2019, Gucci is like another big brand. They had AR, augmented reality. Now, augmented reality is what you're actually, because when you're through your mobile or in a digital platform, you are actually not able to touch the product. So it's all intangible. But through intangible product also, they were able to give you a feel of the product. Okay. So what happened? The picture is a little blurred, but Gucci could actually make you wear the shoes, and they gave you a bird's view of what you're wearing. So just to understand how the shoe actually look on your feet. So this was again a very breakthrough kind of information at that point of time. After that, we had VR. VR is virtual reality display, which came into the offline and online stores. Then I must again share with you. There was an e-commerce site called Fashionara in 2013, I think 13 or 14. They actually introduced the videos, like the product videos in the e-commerce. Like earlier, it was just pictures, but then they introduced the videos where the model could actually wear and walking on the e-commerce site. So that was a very, again, different thing that happened. Now it's like everywhere, and you can't imagine that there's no video of a product. But earlier it was not so. This is again an example of how you can actually choose your lipstick shade. Probably, if you want, you can actually click your picture. This will be your face. Then if you want a red, you can put a red and see that, okay, if this is suiting your complexion. If it's not suiting, you can put a maroon, you can put a beige. Now this goes with Lenskart too. Lenskart, you can actually try your, spectacles and wear it. So these are all artificial intelligence who is able to give you such kind of guidance. This is a lot of algorithms that are helping in doing these kind of activities. So this is how retail is, kind of accepting and learning how to deal with and how to make the consumer even more, give them a better experience while shopping, while buying a product, to get a good vibe about it, to get a good feel about it, because you have to do everything virtually. Now you can't ask them to touch it and feel it and put them in the lips physically. So this is the way consumer is being treated now, giving them all the delight. We used to call them that, okay, customer delight is the biggest thing that needs to be done. So these are different aspects. Now, going to the next phase, Amazon Go. I think, Priyanka, you must have heard of Amazon Go, right?
Yes, very much.
Yes. So Amazon Go, I personally felt when this was launched in around last year, I think, in Chicago, New York, and San Francisco and Seattle, a lot of 21 stores was launched. This, again, I thought is like the next big thing in fashion retail. Now, Amazon Go actually launched a digital store without any human interface. This was like an amazing concept, because this was an example of AI involvement, which includes every aspect of modern retail: design, display, promo display through advertisement, through digital screens, store experience, visual merchandising, marketing, supply chain, payment, delivery, with complete customer delight. I mean, imagine a spick and span place where you walk in, you just pick your product, whatever you require, and you move out. Everything is done automated. So there's so much of, peace in your life. The shopping experience becomes way more peaceful, and like it's like a kind of a meditation kind of a thing that you just go through and just finish, and just a smooth process. So now I would just like everybody to go through the video, which is like, I found it very informative when it was launched last year in 2019. It was like an eye opener. So let's just go through the video and understand, because it's explained very well here.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store, so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
So I think that was, I'm sure everybody must have really understood what it explained. Priyanka, what is your thoughts in this?
Yes, it's so comfortable. I mean, I'm just waiting for it to start here. It's so comfortable. Otherwise, waiting in lines, itself is so annoying. The thought that on Sunday morning, when you are having a day off, you go to T-Mart or Hypercity and then wait there in a huge line. It's so exhausting, and it is not convenient. This would be really convenient if they start off here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think India will take time. Not sure how the public is going to accept it. They'll be, actually thinking that it's all free, so just take and run off. So it'll be a different thing to start up in India. But I'm sure this is the future for our fashion business also. The fashion business, the way they are showing the product of grocery and cheesecake, it'll be the same for a top and a jeans and a dress and everything. Customer needs to walk in. Probably, the next few years we'll have robots instead of salesmen. The robot will guide you to the section where your dresses are kept and where your shoes are kept, and the customer will pick up their whatever they want. They'll go to the virtual reality dressing room, not even just try out. They just have to stand in front of the mirror, understand the product, pick it up and move out. So the payment happens automatically from your card, which is already inputted. So the same replica could happen to the fashion retail business. So every participant today, every parent today needs to understand that this is the future for fashion also. The shoes, fashion, jewelry, everything can happen this way. So we need to prepare ourselves for this kind of this kind of business in the future. So this is the most a different world altogether that might require our understanding and preparations also. So again, just moving away from the Amazon, I would just like to give an insight on how incorporate in artificial intelligence in retail operations is incorporated. Chatbots, as I told you, to assist the consumer, chatbots is very important because it helps you to understand what you require in very short, like it's not an elaborate thing, it's just a few words or a one-liner that you write and it gives you the information. So it's like easy. So most of the brands are now using this, all brands, all e-commerce, everybody. So this is no running away from this. You have to keep it in your system. Effective supply chain, like right now the cheesecake that you saw in the shelf had to be there. If the cheesecake wasn't there in the shelf, the customer would have not bought it. So we would have lost, as a brand or as a product person, I would have lost sales. So supply chain is equally important to function properly especially in a fashion business. So how is AI powering it? Actually, AI has now drones for warehouse management that reach difficult corners and automatically update a central database with available inventory in real time. Inventory is basically your stock that you have, that you actually are ready to sell. So the stock has to also be dealt in a very proper way. All, the students will not understand this because this is a very, very, when you are into the industry, you get to know how important inventory is. All brands like Zara, Alibaba, they are all using AI to run effective supply chain. It's very important, though it is not like it's a back-end job, but it is a very important part of running a retail business. Now, price adjustments, prices, as you know, if you go to Myntra, if you go to Flipkart, oh my God, today you see a top at probably 700 rupees, tomorrow, not even tomorrow, in the night, in the evening, it becomes 500 rupees. I mean, so imagine how the prices are fluctuating, how is it been changing so soon. So these are actually all handled by algorithms models by artificial intelligence programming, where the pricing is, they might have kept that, okay, till this 12 noon, the pricing will be this, and post 12, the price will change to 600 rupees. So it automatically happens. No human is sitting and actually changing those. So these kind of price adjustments, pricing strategies, like, on big festival days, on Diwali or on any other thing, automatically prices, they give you a sale, they give you different discounts. So these are all actually kind of programmed prior. So all brands can indulge in multiple pricing models, adjust prices according to season, competitors' products, and consumer demands. So if something is in demand, the brand can actually work backwards. The artificial intelligence data gives them the data that, okay, this is in demand. So what we can do, either we lower the price and sell more, or either we kind of actually higher the price and get the benefit of more sales. So these kind of data, the computer is actually giving you that, to enable you to work towards it and make a wise decision in case required. Then competitor's product, because you're not able to view all of them at one go. No one, even today, if I have to study every competitor, it will be very difficult for me. But today with programs and artificial intelligence, I can actually, in a A4 sheet paper, I can actually study all the competitors' products. Okay, what are the products they are selling? What price they are selling? How much are they selling? Who are the customers buying? Why are they buying? All the questions can be sorted out. So it is way more easy to understand the behavior of the customer also. Then consumer behavior and personalization. Yes, every customer kind of has their own choices, has their own kind of methods of buying and spending. So what technology is doing, the biometric and face recognition, they can actually identify customers revisiting a store and remember the likes and dislikes. So for example, Priyanka likes green and I like red. The computer or the AI program will actually know that Priyanka prefers green. Every time she enters Myntra, she's looking for something green. So one of her favorite colors is green. Look, so nobody tells the computer, but even they understand from all your choices that you make, they actually reach a conclusion. So this is what AI is doing. They're actually reading the minds of every customer and trying to give you customized service. So every time Priyanka would go and just click on tops, probably the green tops will come, in the first page, because they know that, okay, green is a favorite color. So things like these are being handled by AI, and there is increase in revenue sales. It is like a proven fact. It is a very, thought out and thought about and seen. It's a physically happening fact that is across all e-commerce sites currently. Now we have smart product searches. Yes, of course, the product discovery easy for the consumer. For example, you want as I told you, a green top. So instantly looking out for the green top, a green sleeveless top, a green sleeveless top with buttons in front, a green sleeveless top with lace in front. So they can give you all what you need in one shot. So this is how the smart product searches are being taken care. And obviously then, apps like Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa, Cortana, Databot, they're all the best of applications which provide with intelligent product searches. So even sitting at home, you can link your Alexa to your smartphone and with your favorite Myntra or Flipkart site and just tell Alexa that, Alexa, I need this. It'll automatically be, Myntra will automatically kind of understand what you're looking forward to. So these all, the Internet of Things is happening. Internet of Things is happening in a big, big way. So the conclusion, I think you must have understood how it is actually, helping us in 360 degrees, the retail business, to change the aspects of buying, of the aspects of dealing with business, doing business, and getting the right output and revenue. Of course, all of us today are working towards revenue. Nobody is doing business for free. Everybody has to earn money at the end of the day. So all efforts that we put in has to kind of turn around into revenues that you actually have to kind of earn at the end of the day. So here's another, again, a small video just for all of you to understand what is happening in our fashion retail, the clothing department. Just a short video. Just understand this. This happened some years back, but a lot of faults had happened in the software. So this was not Indian retailers didn't really implement. But I think in the coming years, Indian retailers, most of the stores should have this with a better technology.
The magic mirror, right?
Yeah, the magic mirror.
Show me skirts. Show me blue. Yes.
Okay, so we all saw that how the fashion industry is also kind of revolving. This technology was a part of Indian brands also, and I think it is happening in some stores, but not all stores are able to implement this. But I think, as you see, again, shopping is become so smooth. It is like without any, kind of too much of hassles, no queues again. It's like an easy shopping. Just try it out on the system. You have also the option of trying out virtually, physically. So in case you are not happy with virtual, then you can go to the physical one.
Yeah, but
The dressing room.
as of now, with these times, I think it's excellent, without having to touch the product at all and wearing it on themselves, they could just try it virtually and then order.
Absolutely,
at the
yes.
store also. And also for the ones who are anyways lazy to try out clothes, it works better for them, They
So
don't have to go through the whole changing process. They could just see and buy. Especially men, I think. Men are
Yeah.
their trials.
Yeah, actually. In fact, nowadays, even the dressing rooms, even they have queues. Earlier, I remember in the Diwali time and all this, oh God, even the dressing rooms had queues. You had to wait to even for the tryout.
Absolutely. And they allow you only 3 clothes at a time. So it is even more a lengthier process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I know, because I have been into industry, the screens, even we had, like when I was in Pantaloons, when we had worked out on this, and these screens are very, very sensitive. So digitally, they had a lot of glitches happening. So we kind of tried installing for a model purpose, like, just a soft launch, but it had a lot of glitches. So which is why it has to be again, reworked, and the software has to be, because it has to be fast also. If it's too slow, then the customer is kind of, again bored.
And
So it has to be quick. Yes, the quick response needs to be there. When you touch the dress, the skirt immediately should fit you. So a little bit of
also
glitching.
with multiple people around, how it detects the one who is actually wanting to see the product.
Correct, correct.
With multiple faces, there will be always the relatives or mother or sister or someone else, spouses would stand next to them just to see how it looks on them. Maybe facial recognition could also obstruct the smooth functioning of it.
Yes, it did happen. This was also a problem. Yes, it did happen, because when we went to the store, this was another problem that was happening. That customers was standing around, and the system was not able to capture. Only they were getting confused as to whom to capture. So those kind of glitches are being worked, and I think this software is being relaunched with better technology. So this is happening. So everybody, students, I think you must have got a feel of how AI is impacting. So even tomorrow, if you're a buyer, if you're a merchandiser, if you're a sourcing person, if you are a category person, visual merchandising, marketing, accountant, anybody, I think AI will be a part of it. I mean, absolutely, without any doubt, that would be there. Your work function will involve AI, because even if you are a person, a sourcing person, probably, just kind of going to a manufacturer and getting what you want, even for that, you need data, that what is selling, which color is selling, which style, which neck is selling, which sleeve is selling. You need to understand that. Only that will help you to buy, better and do better business in the future. So that this is what AI will help you in.
Yeah, and I think Amazon uses it a lot.
Yeah.
They have a very huge
Amazon, Amazon,
inventories.
Google, these are the big technical giants, basically. So they are the ones who actually pioneered AI. So they are the ones who brought AI to this world, So they know, they have the best with them. So they will always discover, they'll
Netflix,
always.
yeah, I think even Netflix uses it to showcase the similar shows that the user, sees
Absolutely.
often.
Yes. The moment you watch a movie, like probably you're watching a sad movie today or a thriller today, instantly you'll see that, all thriller movies will kind of be lined up in between, because, and they'll say that we recommend this because you watch this. So
Yeah.
how are they recommending? That is through their understanding of the data, that, okay, you've been watching thriller movies, and so you are interested in more thriller movies. So that is how they are kind of churning out the data, the data ingestion that you call, and, kind of bringing the right output. So that is what is happening. Okay. Now, just going to the career options. Okay, getting an AI education. For example, AI is intelligent itself. I understand. We all understand artificial intelligence, but to do an AI education, even you need to be intelligent. Every person needs to be intelligent, because to make something intelligent, the human also has to be intelligent. Let's not forget that. The basic intelligence is required everywhere. So all students and all participants, please, keep your, I think, minds open. Always be open to understand new things, learn new things. Learning will always help in your life. It will never be kind of a liability for you. It will always be an asset for you. So, to be an ideal candidate in AI, if you're actually thinking of an AI career, obviously you need to have a strong knowledge of applied mathematics. Now, please don't get scared, students. Mathematics is, I don't know, a lot of students think that mathematics is tough and hard and everything. It isn't so. Mathematics is something that makes a life, I think every aspect of your life has mathematics involved. So if you are good in mathematics, if you enjoy mathematics, I think, everything can be dealt in a different way. So even the logic changes as per your mathematics skills at times. But nothing to get worried about. I mean, the AI courses that you have nowadays is like a lot of language based, computer knowledge based. So things can be handled, but do not, just run away from it. I think you should give it a try. Please go in for these AI courses. If you get a opportunity, do go for it. Okay, having proficiency in problem solving and analytical abilities. Keep your analytical skills very sharp. Always, in any kind of job you're doing, even a basic buyer job or a merchandising job or design job also, the analytical skills should be there. You should be able to analyze your design, your color, your the forecasting that you're doing. It's all analytical. Now, programming languages are to an AI specialist that accountancy is to a chartered accountant. Basically, programming languages define the AI courses. Now, they are C++ and Python and Java and R. Please don't get scared. I mean, these are big languages I'm talking about. But the courses, when you do the beginners courses, they actually kind of teach you in a very smooth way. And they try to, make you understand the basics. Maybe you will not be able to build an Alexa, but you will at least understand what goes behind Alexa. That is more important, understanding the fundamentals. Okay, being creative and curious is going to help you in finding solutions to specific problems. So you will be able to crack them by using unconventional methods. You have to be creative. You have to be, finding different ways and means to understand a problem. All students, you have to do that. This is what is required. These are all, mandates right now. These are no more like, earlier it was like, okay, bus 9 to 5 aapko aana hai, you sit in the office, job karna hai, jana hai. It is not the same. You are expected to give 200% of your capabilities, of your skills. You have to be multi-skilled. You should be able to adapt to the environment, take up new challenges. So you have to prepare yourself, and the more you know, it will always help. It will always help in any industry you go. And the best thing about AI, what I find, it is, multi functional. Like you don't have to be just fashion related job profile. You could be going to a banking industry. You could going be to you should be able to explore manufacturing industry, healthcare industry, anywhere. So this opens up your avenue. So maybe a small correspondence course also will open up your avenues to other businesses as well. So this is, please keep yourself open to enhance one's skills. One must be part of tech communities and forums and actively participate in those. They can also learn from online courses or tutorials. What is happening, AI is like changing so fast. What I used to think is important 3 years ago is like, no more important. Now there's some new courses that has come in and some new kind of subjects that needs to be understood. So this is ever evolving. But on a just a basic level for you students, the design students, and as per my experience, I would say that you should take up certain courses in case you get an opportunity. The suggestions would be graphic designing. This is like, again, a big thing. Automobile industry, for example, the accessory industry, the jewelry industry, our fashion industry. Graphic designing is somehow becoming a big thing in printing, in advertising. So if you have a knowledge of graphic designing, it helps. So if you do a short course, in graphic designing and keep yourself handy with it, I think it'll help you always. Digital marketing. This is available. I mean, a lot of courses are available in online, in Google Academy, in a lot of courses. All you need to study, because the fee structures and everything is different. So you just study them and take up a small course, because digital marketing is the thing right now. It's happening. It is right now happening. It is not even the future. It is happening right now. Your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Facebook. Facebook today is all about digital marketing. I mean, people are actually selling things now on Facebook. So digital marketing is all over, everywhere. Then bloggers, how much they're earning, these bloggers and YouTubers. I mean, they're earning in lakhs. It's like, it sounds funny, but they actually, even, for example, the other day I was reading Virat Kohli for an Instagram post. He's given 3 crores. Can you imagine the amount of money? 3 crores for an Instagram post, probably, few lines or a few seconds video where he's just saying that, okay, मैं तो यही t-shirt पहनता हूँ और मैं तो यही cricket यही bat से खेलता हूँ. Just for few words, he's getting so much. So digital marketing is happening. Then advanced visual merchandising. Again, as as we went through that Amazon Go video, everything was visual. Everything was digital. So even the marketing, the merchandising, visual merchandising was through LED screens, was through digital screens. So you saw a lot of things is happening now digital, the merchandising part of it, the visual merchandising. So that could help you. Advanced supply chain management. Supply chain management is really transforming from the the orthodox method of just truck going and taking your goods and going to the stores. Everything is changing. So a lot of the drones now actually kind of warehouses are giving information to the drones. The drones are giving information way back to the head offices. So a lot of advancement is happening there also. Quick supply, because quick supply, the things that were supplied probably in a month's time now needs to be supplied in 10 days, because that is fast fashion. Fashion cannot wait. Fast fashion is like immediate, it should reach the stores. That could help. A lot of algorithms has been created in supply chain management. Then data analysis. Now, data analysis is actually required in your retail business. Is very, very, very important. Data analysis in a more simpler form helps you to understand the consumer behavior very easily. Basically, what product is selling, why it is selling, where it is selling, when it is selling, the principles of marketing, the right price, the right place, the right product. So this helps you an immediate understanding. So this is a very important. There are short courses available. Just take up a course, whatever you're comfortable in, understand the logics that, okay, how it is done, because Data mining will be always required in any business you go, probably you go to even in a software business, if you go Infosys also, if you go, there'll be a lot of data analysis they do. So that everywhere it is required. Now, data science is more technical. This is like people who are a little, bent towards computers, software engineering, a lot of, computer languages. So these are the courses: data science, machine learning, deep learning, robotics. These are more technical. So if you are really interested in kind of making a serious career in AI, please go ahead with these courses. There are many, many courses in online, in Google. If you just search, you'll get very good information. So these are more courses which are like more technically oriented, but you can always explore and you can see that if it suits you, you can, go to the curriculum and you can understand it. Just some resources that I found in online that could help you, because there's like deep learning AI. This is like, they offer good courses. Again, some courses are free and some aren't free, because they keep changing from time to time depending on the demand and everything. So Google Academy used to offer a lot of free courses earlier. Like I did a small digital marketing course from there long back. It was just a free thing that I had taken up. So they keep offering on and off. So at times it is there, they'll post it, and then there again, it's not there. So you have to actually search for it. Then machine learning and AI curriculum. This is a curated list of course online. Again, you have to just search it and understand it. Microsoft Professional gives, courses. Then Microsoft AI School also has some courses. Then it's an open course on AI course for MIT they offer. Then there's a Siraj Raval, is an AI researcher who teaches AI through a popular YouTube channel. So Siraj Raval's channel, you can see. It's just for basic understanding of AI, because they give you a little, the jargons. They talk in those jargons that is required for artificial intelligence. Then Springboard Machine Learning is a boot camp. Again, they have free courses, paid courses, all types of, Then you have Udemy also, if you have learned about Udemy. Then they have Academy, which is now in a big way. They are also offering different courses. So a lot of courses are there. So please, you students, you need to just browse through. These are not the good ones or the best one, nothing like it. I'm just giving an option. There are many options available online. Just browse through them and understand if you are kind of ready for any one of them. So please take it up if possible. It'll always help you. There'll be no harm in learning something new and learning something different from what you're doing. Okay, now what next in technology? This is a big thing. I think I was discussing with Priyanka also, like we are right now just in a phase where things are just starting. The balloon is like just there. Now it's like actually it will be flying in the air in some more time, and it will be flying really high. So what next in technology? All of you, I'm sure the young generation knows better than us, and you people are already looking forward to these things. Intelligent robots, they'll take up all our household works, course. Smart homes. So you just have to kind of, sitting in your car, you just have to tell your home that, okay, switch on the AC, switch on the light, switch on the fan, whatever, and it'll be done. So everything is like, smart homes.
Household also, I think there is a vacuum cleaner now. There's a bot around,
yes.
which roams around the whole house.
Yes.
Also has good sensors, it seems.
Yeah, and they are self-charging. They just go and charge themselves, and then just you tell them clean, they'll start cleaning. Then again they'll stop. It's like actually very handy. Few of my friends have already bought it also. So yeah, it's already coming to our houses.
Yes.
So it's already there. Then self-driving cars, obviously it's happening. Hologram imaging, 3D printing, space travel, and I think the generation that is right now, the participants will be the ones who will actually make these big. So all of you, whoever the participants, please, I think take up the challenge and make the world a better place. Just understand it and go ahead. So please do not hesitate or anything, because this is the future, and we have to bring it in the best way. So all of you, keep your thinking caps on, always adapt to changes. That is the way to life. You have to adapt to changes. Any industry you go, if you are not ready to adapt, believe me, even the boss doesn't like you, nobody likes you. So you have to adapt to changes, and there'll be so many changes that happen every day. But literally every day the changes are happening. Okay, the decisions change, the strategies change, the policies change, the rules change, everything changes. So that's not the government, everything changes. So we have to adapt to changes, and the future is surprisingly bright. There is no thought. You people, though the COVID and everything, I know a lot of negative vibes are moving into it. Do not worry. The future is extremely bright for all you people, very bright than what we had. There was nobody, for us to guide on anything. We did everything ourselves 20 years back. We fought it out ourselves, through just getting good marks and somehow, kind of clearing exams and this and that, because limited scope was there. But right now, there's so much that you can explore. You can make yourself very, very, very strong in, knowledge, in learnings and everything, and you can really create a mark bar for yourself. So this is all about. Wish you all the very best from me, all viewers.
Thank you so much, Sampa. That I am sure that everybody could relate to it to a certain extent. They have enjoyed this. Thank you so much once again. Thank you to everyone.
So, an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.